this is just like normal prompting software. If you're used to, you either bring in your string, so you could either type in or you could add reference images to start. So you could bring in a picture of yourself, make yourself a knight, and that would be the character, and then use that in videos and images. But for this demo, we're going to do the fantasy elf. And if you see here, I have Nano Banana selected as my model. But this app is powerful enough that not only does it let you select one, but I could go here for more advanced and select multiple. So let's say I want to add Grok, because Grok is really good for images too. So now I want to make sure I have Nano too as well. So you'll see I have Grok and Nano 2, and I want to make sure they're at least the same aspect ratio, so both 16:9. I could keep them different, but for the demo that I want to do, I want to keep them consistent. So let's go with this fantasy elf, and you could either start by just pressing enter, or you could do batch. So in this case you could just do times 10, press enter, and it'll generate 10 using Nano Banana and 10 using Grok. And I actually have a really good skill for this, so let me just add the realistic DSLR skill. Let's see how different it gets. So I'll generate another 10 as well. And you'll see they appeared at the bottom. So now I have 40 getting generated. So if I make the grid smaller, you'll see they'll start doing their thing. Once I find a fantasy elf that we like, we will try to refine it some more and then make the character sheet out of it. I'm just waiting for them a few more to load. So I like the realistic ones a lot better. Like, that one's really cool. That one's really realistic as well. Like, let's see, maybe. Okay, this one's really good. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna add, and adding basically adds it to a new tab, so I could just focus and edit on this picture more. And just looking at this one, like, everything looks great, but let's change the head jewelry and neck jewelry and earpiece jewelry to a picture of a cat, maybe. I think that'll be good. So let me see. Yeah, let's do that. Change the head piece and neck and earpiece jewelry to a cat. Let's see if it gets it. Obviously, if I was a lot better at prompting and a lot, I refined my prompt, it'll be a lot better. For demo purposes, I'm just like going with the flow. And you know what? It did a really good job, actually. Pretty intense on the headpiece. So let me just say not so intense on the head and neck piece. Simple, clean cat. I think that'll be nice, right? Not so intense. Keep it simple and clean. The earpiece is pretty big too, but that's okay. We'll just leave it how it is. That is perfect. Okay, so I really like that. What we're going to do now is focus on the subject. And what focus on the subject does is essentially gives you a prompt. And you have an image here. And it's asking you, what do you want to make a character? Because from an image, you can make the headpiece a specific character just to make it a consistent object. In this case, it would be the elf. So it's got to focus on the elf. And what focus does is it just takes that elf, generates a new AI image based on that image. So sometimes it hallucinates, it's not always perfect. And it should remove everything else. So the only thing you focus on is the elf. And I think it did a great job. Let's do a focus. Like, keep in mind, I could do a full body shot. So I could say, hey, give me full body, start refining the body. Or maybe do a batch generate of the body just to make sure I like the clothes. Again, for demo purposes, I'm going to move a bit quicker. But let's say I'm happy with this one. I want to convert it to a character sheet. So what it's going to do is it's going to take this image and it's going to generate references from this single image. Now, again, AI hallucinates. The models aren't perfect. They're amazing, but they're not perfect. So you're not always going to get it all the time. This did a great job, but I'm just going to retry one more time, just to see maybe a second version's even better. But this one did a great job of the reference sheet. And I really like how the headpiece, the earpiece, it definitely turned out a lot better than I envisioned. So we just gotta wait for the... Okay, so this one's nice too, because I do get the full body shot, and I really like that, so we're gonna keep that. And we're just gonna say elf as the tag name. And this tag name is what you use as a mention type feature, so you could add them and just use them consistently in your videos. And just a heads up, you could make these character sheets public, and public you could think of them as not only are they usable for you, but anyone in the world, and even AI agents could access them through an endpoint where they could get your character, a reference sheet, and be able to generate videos from your generated character that you made public. So if you want, let's say, Goku giving you the news every day, you could do that. Now that I generated the character, let's go into create a scene for his character. I'll get into video in a bit, but image, I still have the two same models, Nano Banana 2 and Grog. So I could bring in this character we just made. If I add, you should see it as the first one. Right now, this character input box shows you public and private characters. So the private one we just made is at the top of the list, and we could just reference them, and you'll see the aspect ratio therein as well, which is important for image scenes. Let's say we want to showcase her walking in the forest, and we're going to do two versions. One where it's the DSLR, still keep it realistic, and another one where it's super realistic, more of a phone picture. So I could just start by typing in elf, press enter. You'll see it injects the character as the cast into the scene. And then I could say walking down the forest. And I still have the two models of Grok and Nano Banana, but in this one I'm going to change it to a phone aspect ratio, because I think it'll fit the image a lot better. So again, we're going to let's do this one times 5. And the first style skill, like I said, we're going to do the DSLR. And then the second one I want to show you is phone photo, which I think does a really cool job. So what this should do is take this character, put them in a forest, and make sure it's a consistent character as well. That's the goal. And again, AI does hallucinate, so not every image is perfect. Sometimes it's like, whoa, what's going on? But a lot of the times it is really good. So we're already getting some images, the two versions, the DSLR version and the photo version. And let's see. Like, that one's really good. These are good, but like, I wish she was more on the center. Like, it almost looks like she's cosplaying at this point. Like, it's good, but it looks like she is cosplaying, right? Like, it does look out of place. And, you know, there's real snacks there. Like, what's this elf eating snacks for? But some of them are really good. Some of them are really good. Like, that one's great. Just wish that, you know, the finger wasn't there, and we could definitely refine that further. But let's find one that we really like. You know what? I want to say it's this one. So let's add that one. And then let's say different angles. I have no idea if I spelled that right, but we're gonna just make different angles of this. I just want to make sure it's, you know, the perfect image, so I'm just trying to get to a point where we refine it better. And this is really what you have to do with these type of editing suites, is get to a point where you're batch uploading, doing different versions, batch uploading, doing different versions, refining, really getting to a point where either your prompting is on point and your batch updating as well. So that was interesting. I like how the finger's in there. We should definitely said, hey, keep the finger out. Like, this is probably the best one so far. So let's add that one. And then we're going to put that into a video. So for video, let's do, you know, I like Vio. And then also Grok. So yeah, just to make sure I have Grok. And Via, yes. Okay. So 916, 916. Walking in forest. Times 1. Let's do times 2. These get expensive. Like, definitely don't do hundreds of those unless you're willing to spend the money. But let's just make sure everything's good. We're just going to do a simple one of walking in the forest. You know what, we'll do ×1 just to speed it up, because videos take a bit longer than images, obviously. So while we're waiting for this, just wanted to circle back and showcase we essentially went from a character, did a batch generation, did some refining, brought them over to the scene, did I think a bit of generations on the scene, and you could, again, like if I was spent more time prompting it, removing the hands, really getting it the way I wanted, then it would have been great. But for demo purposes, I was just trying to speed things up. The first video, what is that? That's Grok. Did an amazing job. The first video. The second video, you know what? Like, people tout VO the best. And it is. Right now, for a lot of aspects, it is amazing. But Grok is amazing too, especially how cost-effective Grok is. It's great. It's like 25 cents compared to, I don't even know what Google's is. It's probably 3-4 times that. So I hope you like this demo. I know I rambled a bit and I mumbled a bit. I'm like a rambling mumbler. But I hope it was useful for someone. And I could go a lot more detailed into this application and more of the advanced features. Like, just real quick, let's say we do like this one, right? This video is great. Let's say I save it. And again, like I said, there's a lot of features, so you could actually pick the frame you want and then use that frame to make another scene. So one thing, I saved the video, but I'm just going to quickly show you the use frame. So let's say I want to start with the like a middle frame here, and I'm like happy with it. I could use that frame and start, you see, and then I could start either generating a scene or a video with it. It works both ways, and that's why I think it's powerful to have them both in the same workflow. But remember, I saved that video, so I could go into my personal library and go into the one I just made, double click on that, which opens up the video itself, and I could edit the video, which takes it into a timeline editor, which is great because let's say I have now multiple clips of her walking around. Like, I just clicked A to pop up all my scenes, right? So I could search through my scenes, add them into the timeline, maybe bring in some music, maybe, like I said, I connected 11 labs, so I want to do voice changing, sound effects, music, denoise, voice cloning. You could do all that with the timeline editor, and a lot more features are being built out. But this basically gets to the point where you're making these characters that are consistent in these clips, and then you could put these clips together to bring out something very creative, and that's the goal essentially. So I hope you like this demo. I could definitely go into more details about other features, but I think this is a good rundown so far. Thank you.